didn't see you there. My name's Dr. Moose. I'm like Dr. Seuss if he had ruined it with philosophy. Today, I would like to read to you one of my favorite stories, the story of the Billy Bong brothers. Far, far away, in the Winklewang woods, there lived 4 brothers, Jim, Jack, Jed, and Jude. In many ways, they were like you and me. They worked, they slept, and they ate food, and then they would dance if they were in the mood. But these 4 boys, the Billy Bong brothers, were a little different from the others. For Jim couldn't see the color blue, the sky looked brown, and the sea too. Jack could see blue, but couldn't see red, but the same could not be said for good old Jed, who couldn't see yellow, the poor fellow. None of them knew their sights were askew, as they would always pass the others' review. When Jed saw red and pointed it out to Jack, Jack, who saw black, would say he saw red. For Jed's red was Jack's black, and Jack's navy was to Jim like gravy. They could never settle the matter, and so they never knew any better. But most unfortunate of all was young Jude, who saw nothing, try as he could. Don't get me wrong, he wasn't blind. His eyes worked pretty fine. He couldn't hear or taste or smell at all. No, he had no feelings, big or small. For he was like a computer, he had all the parts, eyes, ears, nerves, and a heart. But if you were to ask, what is it like to be young Jude, to see through his sight? The answer would be nothing, for he had no inner light. One day the Billy Bong brothers, looking for something to drink, came across a magical spring. Jim took a sip and learned something anew, that the spring they were drinking was actually blue. Jack took a gulp, and then he gasped, for his socks were red, and so was his flask. Jed, upon having a swallow, realized that flowers were yellow, and so was jello. Now, as soon as young Jude took a swig, his world transformed in ways small and big. Colors, smells, shapes, and sound exploded around him, all and around. The singing of birds, the soft forest floor, the green canopy he had never experienced before. And though he was overwhelmed, he would endure. More, 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 he said with a roar. Now, in his rather euphoric state, he tripped on a rock and fell on a grate. In an instant, he understood pain. He exclaimed loudly and said things profane. Unable to contain the pain, clutching his head, he made a wish to make it go away instead. Suddenly, he could feel pain no more. His hands and knees were no longer sore, for every sensation had left his body. Jude was once more a philosophical zombie. If you ran into Jude on the street, you wouldn't know that he's incomplete, for he acts just like you, and he acts just like me, as sharp and as finely tuned a robot can be. He could be your teacher, he could be the butcher, he could be the actor in the latest film feature, a cop, a lawyer, your parents too. Perhaps the only one who's not Jude is you.